In today's video, we'll be talking all about the buy box on Amazon and how you can master it. So welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about the infamous buy box on Amazon, what it is, why is it so important, and how you can actually win it. So firstly, what is the buy box? So the buy box is the add to basket, buy it now button, which you'll see on all Amazon listings. Here we are on this black diamond product, and here is the buy box just over here. So you'll see it says add to cart, buy now. Only one seller gets this, which is why it's so fought over, and not everyone is eligible to get this, which we will cover later on in this video. So why should you actually want it? Well, 82% of all sales come through the buy box on Amazon on their website, and it's even higher on mobile purchases. So basically, if you want to get a sale on Amazon, you're going to have this box. Without it, the chances of you making a sale are next to zero. And this is often why you hear about buy box wars, where people are basically fighting to get the buy box and doing absolutely anything they can to get it. But for Amazon, it makes perfect sense because it basically means people compete so hard to get it. They try and provide the best service, they try and provide the best products, which means that for the people buying on their website, they are getting the absolute best service possible, and people keep coming back. Now, as I mentioned earlier, not everyone is eligible to get this buy box. So how do you actually get it? Well, there are a few important things which you must have to get it, and later on in this video, I'll actually talk about what you can actually be doing to win it. But the first thing you must have is a professional seller account. So on Amazon, there are two types of account you can have when setting up. You can either have a professional account or you can have an individual account. With a professional account, this will cost you money. It costs £25 plus VAT per month. On an individual account, this is free, but you do pay more money for each listing you sell. If you don't have a professional account, you won't get the buy box. So here you can see the professional selling plan and then the individual selling plan. And I'll link this video in the description as well, and you can see the difference between the two plans. But we always recommend all of our users to go for the professional account. Obviously, it does cost you more money, but the buy box is so important, and if you're not getting the buy box, you're not going to be getting any sales. And as I always say with Amazon FBA, you do need to be investing in what you are doing. And the second thing is that your items must be new. So you can't be getting the buy box on used products. You'll often see used products as an option on a product or a warehouse deal or something similar, like new product. Your product must be new in order to get the buy box. The third thing is the buy box eligibility status. Now, you can access this from within your Amazon seller account, and it basically tells you if you're able to win the buy box. There are a few things on your account which you need to win the buy box. As I mentioned, you must have a professional account, but your account must also be in good standing. So you must have a low order defect rate. You can't have issues on the account. But as long as you provide a great service, you won't have any problems becoming eligible for the buy box. And then the fourth and final thing to become eligible to win the buy box is availability. So you must obviously have stock in order to win the buy box. You might be on the listing, but you might have sold out. You're obviously not going to get the buy box. It's going to go to another seller. Amazon obviously want customers to be able to easily buy the product. So if you're currently sold out, even if it's for only a few days, then Amazon aren't going to give that buy box to you. So now onto the exciting part, how do you actually win it? So the first thing you want to be doing is you want to be using their FBA service. So this is the Fulfillment by Amazon service. You can also use Seller Fulfilled Prime, which is a similar service where you send out the product yourself, but you basically have to get checked by Amazon and the products need to be sent out using a really fast delivery service. But we always recommend to use the FBA service. So this is where you send your products into Amazon's warehouse. They'll store them, they'll sell them, and then dispatch them to your customer. So you'll always notice on a listing there's two types of sellers, FBA and FBM. FBM is fulfillment by merchant, and this is where sellers send the product out themselves using their own courier. But with this, you are much more unlikely to get the buy box, which is why people always try and do FBA if they can. Now, there is talk in the news about Amazon maybe having to change this just to make it fair for all sellers on the platform, but currently Amazon always favor FBA sellers. So as long as you are an FBA seller, that is the first good step in order for you to be winning the buy box. Now, the next thing which I mentioned before is having a low ODR. This is an order defect rate. This is really important just because if you've got loads of issues on your account, then Amazon's going to think you're not a very good seller. So why would they want their buyers buying from you? Their buyers might have issues and they won't come back again. So it's really important to keep your account as in good standing as possible because it does maximize your chance of winning the buy box. And then the most important thing is, of course, the price. So basically, Amazon will 95% of the time give the buy box to the cheapest seller. Amazon wants their buyers to be buying the products for as cheap as possible. So if you are selling your items for cheaper than any other seller and your FBA and your account's in good standing, then the chances are you will be winning that buy box. Now, just because That is the way to win the buy box. That doesn't mean that you should always try and be the cheapest seller, because what happens there is we get something called a race to the bottom, and this is basically where sellers keep undercutting each other until they get to their minimum price, and they just basically remove all of their products. So almost everybody on Amazon uses a repricer. This is where your price will be automatically changed based on set metrics. So you'll have a high price, you'll have a low price, and there's a few rules you can set. So you might choose to be the lowest seller, you might choose to match the buy box. There's a number of options you can pick. Now, Amazon now do something called sharing the buy box. So basically what happens is if you have the same price as another seller who's also FBA, who's in similar standing, Amazon will share it out between sellers. So you might have the buy box for a set amount of time, then the other seller will have the buy box for a set amount of time, then it will go to you, then it will go to the other seller. And what that basically means is Amazon is sharing out the sales. So this is why we always recommend just to match the buy box price rather than being the cheapest seller. Match the buy box and you will eventually get it. Now, obviously there are going to be times, and unfortunately this is usually for newer sellers just because they don't quite understand the process, where other people get into a race at the bottom, so they just keep undercutting each other. If that is the case, you don't want to be getting involved. Let them sell out, let them sell really cheaply. The price will come up, it almost always does. The more experienced sellers are then on the listing. The thing is about Amazon FBA is a really competitive environment, and you don't want to be giving away profit when you don't have to. Amazon is such a fast-paced world, so many products sell, so many numbers, and it does almost always come up. You'll see on a sales history graph the price going up and down like that, and this is that flow. Now obviously there's no guarantee that it will come back up, but as long as you analyze your FBA deals properly, there is a good chance. Not all products you are going to buy are going to end up being good ones for you. You're going to have some which are amazing and some which are rubbish. That is just part of it, unfortunately. As long as you're very strict on your buy box and you don't get into pricing wars, then you can be very successful on Amazon FBA. So that's a quick explainer about the buy box, what it is and how you can win it. We hope you found all that information interesting. Make sure to let us know in the comments any other videos you'd like us to make. And if you're not a member of Profitl as well, all our links are in the description. We do also have an exclusive YouTube discount code, which I'll link just up here. So if you were interested in joining, or if you're interested in joining in the future, make sure to take that down. But again, thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.